just going to hit it once because I don't need any more than that. There's also a chest right next to Muramasa that contains bats, so if I got bats and lost some health, I can come back out here and replenish my health if I needed to. Okay, we've refilled our Nimpo, so now do 3 arrows on the yellow essence target. We're going to do this, I'm just going to do it 4 times to show you only get 3 arrows to get it. So that's the second arrow. Here's the third arrow right here, still going to get essence, and I think it's 1000 essence per. Now here's the last arrow, the fourth arrow, and you see you get nothing. So there is a max for these targets. Okay, let's go refill up Muramasa's. I'm going to open up this chest and equip the Luna just in case it has bats. It has essence, so I'm going to restock everything at Muramasa's, make sure I have my Tonfa equipped. Now it's going to be a couple more fights left before I can save. Nice thing down here is there's a dead body with an herb. There's going to be a dynamic chest from the statue head, and there's going to be a chest that only has red essence. It's going to have enough red essence to replenish 3 of your key slots, so make sure you use it wisely. And I'm going to use lots of Nimpo here because I don't want to have to redo the Resetsu fight because I fucking hate that fight. It just sucks, and I don't want to go... I could do that fight, the Resetsu fight, by using every item and then restock, but I don't want to do that either. Now you can see there's red essence there, so make sure you take advantage of it when the game gives you red essence. I don't know if it's just me, but when I was doing this chapter, including all my pre-chapter runs, I was getting a lot more red essence than I normally get. So here's a second set of IS ninjas that have spawned. I'm going to take care of them. There's no real good strategy to take care of these guys, but you can see how effective the Tonfa ETs are for this entire chapter. Next fight, there's a little bit of strategy coming up. Oh, guillotine thrown, because I got hit with incendiary shurikens. There we go. X plus A, Y, and he was D-limbed, so I ended up doing an OT. Okay, so here's the body with a herb on it. I'm going to go ahead and put in the herb and replenish my herb in stock. Now, when I was at Muramasa, I did not replenish or buy the grain that I used because I was going to get a grain for the dynamic chest. Okay, spawn this fight. Jump around the... Oh, that didn't work. In theory, spawn the fight, jump around the corner. You should have time to charge an ET, but I messed that up, so I said, fuck this. Here we go. Take that, you little bastards. Okay, there we go. More red essence, so I can refill and go ahead and use more wind Nimpo if I need to. And here we go. Because remember, you get 3 red Nimpo essence, and it will go to waste if you don't need them. So feel free to use up to 3 without having to restock them. Another thing that you want to do is save all your other items. It's a long time before there's another Muramasa and you got to go through the Test of Valor. So try to conserve as much items as you possibly can up until the next Muramasa. Okay, now that chest is a grain dynamic chest. Get it right away. Don't leave the area, because if you leave the area too long, it will be gone when you come back. And that was a mistake that I made, and it really fucking pissed me off. I'd assumed that chest would be there when I needed it. So I decided to try to manipulate it even more, but nope, it's now disappeared. So I'm going to save here. We're going to get ready for the next fight. Just start charging right here. You should be able to get at least an ET, if not a UT charge. And they're going to all be coming around the corner, so you're going to be taking out, let's see, I took out 3 with that UT. Jump, toss shurikens, and it'll stun them, and do the next set. And it looks like I took out another 3 with that UT. So you can see how much it takes them out. Just goes, the Tonfa UT just really rips through these guys. Now that was just pure stupidity. I was sitting there and blocking, and was just turtling, and guess what happened? I got the exploding arm throw. And I knew that was going to happen, but for some reason I just stood there and let it happen. Wasn't too smart, learned from my mistakes. Now my other problem is it's getting late at night and I'm just exhausted and tired, and so my mind isn't thinking as clearly as it should be. I'm doing a Zuna drop here because there's nobody around him. I'm trying to get some blue essence to replenish my health because I do not want to use any items until at least the Test of Valor. I want to make sure I save everything so I have items to do the Test of Valor. Even after the Test of Valor, there's not going to be a Muramasa shop. So you have to go through several more fights. Fortunately, now right there, I decided not to do the Izuna drop because there's another mage right next to him, so I just knocked him up in the air a few times, and then did shurikens to cancel it, and then took care of the next mage. I was right there. It's like I was saying, when you get past the Test of Valor, there's going to be some dead bodies or some more items, so you will be able to replace a little bit, but conserve as much as you possibly can. It'll make a huge difference in this fight. Now just running over there, making sure there's no more mages to fight. Okay, so now I'm going to show you what fucking happened to me, and I can't tell you how pissed off I am. The chest is gone. I was expecting to come back here and get a grain out of it, but no. Decided to disappear. Another one of those random things about this game. Okay, so let's save. We're going to take care of the next fight. The next gauntlet is rough. Okay, the next gauntlet really sucks. There's a lot of fights in a row. There's no items to replenish it, and on top of that, you want to save your items for the Test of Valor. Okay, here's a shortcut to get through there. Just use Y at the tonfas, and you go through the water a lot quickly. Just make sure you're aiming straight through so you don't do Y and go right into a wall. Get up here, you have enough time to charge an ET every time. So do an ET. Now stay away from that hut, and I'm going to show you why. In some cases, Ryu will auto-target the hut, and you'll waste an ET and waste an essence. Right there. Stupid fucking auto-target is much better than Ninja Gaiden Black, but it still has its moments where it just sucks. So now I got most of them down. Now you can see they're not doing a Zuna drop because there's another guy right next to me. And again, I didn't do an Azuna drop because if you do an Azuna drop, they have a high rate of doing their arm exploding attacks. So I'm avoiding the Azuna drop. I love that. Onlining Gleaming Blade into an Azuna drop. There's only one right there. Wasn't several of them. What I'm trying to do is use the Dragon Sword and kill these guys and get some blue essence to replace the health I lost, but it's not working. Gotta be careful. You can lose your health very, very quickly. And there's still a lot of fights to go, including the next fight, which is going to be, I believe, 4 archers. Okay, these guys are gone. Let's equip the Incendiary Shurikens and Tonfa, and let's go take out the archers. Now, it's hard to see these archers, so what I do is I go up just far enough where I can hear them pulling back their bows. You don't want, if you go too far forward, you're going to spawn Incendiary Shuriken ninjas, and that's the last thing you want. So I get them to spawn, I go left and right and jump and toss Incendiary Shurikens. Just like that, over and over again. They have a little bit harder time hitting you. There's really no safe spot where you can hit them and they can't hit you. Right there I saw blue essence, so I wanted to get it towards me. Behind that rock is a safe spot where they can't get you, but you can't get them either. So what I'm going to do is take out the archers as much as possible. Looks like there's one left. They're really hard to see, and that's one of the downsides to this chapter. It's really hard to see your enemies in a lot of cases. So what you want to do is you want to get them down so there's one archer left, and then you want to use his essence to charge a UT. Now right there I had red essence, so I decided to just go ahead and use the red essence to kill a bunch of the IS ninjas to start my essence chaining for UTs. Now you gotta be careful if you leave archers there. Jump, toss shurikens. Now I spawn the next fight on top of it, so it makes it even better. Once the archers are gone, the IS ninjas are gone, these great ninjas are really simple. All you have to do is backtrack, toss some shurikens, and you should have time to charge UTs and ETs. But the downside of doing